good team win for us. Did a lot of good things defensively. Obviously, starting with a shutout, and I got a late night Saturday night text message from Lance Guidry, and he was pointing out that shutouts are very, very rare in college football. So, we had a couple interceptions and limited the explosive plays. Pointing out to the team last night that it's obviously you have to play good defense to get a shutout, but it's a team game, and how they only had 50 plays, which in order to do that, you have to get them off the field on defense. But we ran 76 on offense. We're able to run the football and do some stuff. So it all goes into playing team football. Offensively, we ran the ball good, 270 yards. It was good. Jake had 100 of that. It was really good, I think, to have all three of our running backs, the guys that started the season healthy at the same time was good. I think it was good. Our O-line got a little bit of rest, from the open week. And also will point out, too, because I thought, Logan Malton's been banged up a lot this year. And so we kind of did something a little different. We really used Logan predominantly in 11 personnel and played Tyrone Hayes and Reed Boyd in 12. I thought they did a really good job of being physical and blocking to point of attack with our 12 personnel stuff. And so did some good things. Special teams, no doubt we won the field position. I thought it was huge for me, and I thought it was when I was watching the game from the sideline. But you go back and look at it, I think Fab's field goal before the half was really big, and especially to make it twice, stuff. And but really, if you look at that sequence of plays, I remember a sequence of plays in the Stephen F. Austin game that went against us. But that sequence of plays, we get the field goal before the half. Our offense immediately goes down the field and scores the opening possession of the second half. We immediately get a 3 and out. That kind of changed the whole game. Went from a really close game to, us kind of being in control in that game and that sequence and stuff. So we did some good things. Point out to the players, when you look at it, when you can check the boxes, ran the ball, stopped the run after the first quarter. Field position, yes. We had half the turnovers. We had half the penalties. Good in the red zone, good on third down. You're going to win those games when you can check those boxes. So that's a good thing. We have to turn the page. We talked about last night. No doubt our players did a great job in the open week and how they handled it. Practice and preparation was by far the best it's ever been. Was telling the players last Sunday night was the best practice by far that we've had since I've been here, and Wednesday was the second best practice. So, hopefully we can continue on that track. We had 0 homecoming issues, and most of you guys, I say that, Mr. Bruce, obviously, and Tom, have been around here a long time, but first 17 years I was here, no homecoming issues. Yes. But anyway, they did a really good job of all that. But, the words I used last night, can you rinse and repeat? And that's the critical thing, I think, in terms of where we are as a football program moving forward. Nichols is 1-6 on the season. Really interesting, I think, watching them this year. First game of the year, I thought they dominated Incarnate Word. Matter of fact, I'd given the coaches off that day, sat in my living room and watched it, and wow. I thought they played extremely well. You go to week 2, I remember looking at my phone. Actually, it was our week 1 before our game, and I remember thinking, Nichols is going to beat Troy. They were up 17-10 going to the fourth quarter and kind of, self-destructed a little bit in the fourth quarter. Troy came back. Troy scored 4 touchdowns in the fourth quarter to come back and beat them. And since then, they've had injuries and have been inconsistent. And when you watch them, kind of a microcosm of, I think, of us at the beginning of the year, just not making the plays at the right time, really, in these football games. Coach Rabaki is a new head coach, and I say new. He's been there the whole time with Coach Rebo, and he's been the defensive coordinator. And I believe, watching from afar, because Timmy was only the head coach 1 year when I was here, and but watching from afar, I don't think anybody in the last decade has done it better than Nichols has in our league, year in and year out stuff. So, when you watch them, I think the stuff that they have have tried to do in the film that I've seen them since I've been away from McNeese. I mean, they're physical. They want to run the football. They want to stop the run. They don't beat themselves. I mean, that's kind of been a trademark of what they're doing. I think the added layer for us is, number one, we're going to go play a good football team that's hungry for a win, kind of the same position that we were last week. Um, we need to win a road game, which we haven't, in a tough place to play. Look, I mean, you guys know. I mean, there's been years that I've been sitting here or whatever that we've been undefeated, and you go to Thibodeau, and you know we haven't won games, and there were years that we were really good, and they weren't having a great year, and we just running the bus to go get on the bus to get home. So it's always been a tough place to play. They've always done a really good job there. And then another obvious added layer to us is this will be our first afternoon kickoff. So you got to go through a new schedule and stuff. So look, it's a great opportunity for us. But you know the things that we did well, you have to turn the page and you got to try to do them well again. And that's the challenge for us. And that's the challenge yesterday that we talked to the team about, and hopefully we'll do it. So
Going back to Saturday, when you watched the film, what do you think the biggest difference was for you guys stopping Edwards from the first quarter versus the rest of the game? You had a pretty good first quarter, and then the rest of the
yeah,
game
I
you
think
got
we obviously we did a better job of tackling stuff. The explosive run they had to start the game, we missed a tackle. Um, somewhat. We were talking about it the other night in the game, and I was after the game, I was telling you guys that was about the only negative I thought to for the game was I didn't think we played as fast to start the game as as the game went on. And I've been challenging the players. Like, I say challenging, just been talking to them each and every week. Hey, shoot your shot. I mean, go get it, and stuff. And I still thought because I think that case was that particular instance I was talking about. Whenever they did have the explosive run, um, that particular player I think had the best game he's had all year. After that, I mean, he had a great game, but it looked a little tentative at that point. And again, we've just been talking to our guys, and I have been every week. Hey, go play, go make a play. I mean, go, whatever. If it's wrong, it's wrong, but do it fast and stuff. And I still thought at the beginning of the game we were still a little tighter than what I would like us to be. But I think as the game went on, I mean, we started playing and showing the emotion and playing and stuff, and more like I would like to see us play. Really, after the first couple, two series. After that, I thought we really settled in and played like I would like to see us play freer. Just go play football. So
Well, is that what it is when you talk about playing tight early in the game? It's you want to play faster and so on. Is that what you think probably the key to that is to not
no, I
start so
think
tight?
just giving our guys confidence and what they need to just hey trust what you see and go make a play. If it don't work, it don't work. But I think it's it comes with experience too. I mean, no doubt. I mean, the more experience of a player you are, the more confident player you become, and so we're now 7 games in. So I've always believed that by this time of the year, you don't use the fact that hey, guys haven't played. Yeah, yeah, they have. They played 7 games. I mean, that was week 1, 2, and 3. I mean, guys have been in now, so they're no more rookies. They're no more whatever. I mean, guys that have played all the games now. I mean, we're getting into late October, so you know,
What did you think of Gibson's? How do you play in his first start?
he did good. I thought he did good. We played he. Excuse me. Carlos Sanders also played. Miles Winslow played. So is that it? We play anybody? I mean, I know
Yeah. Also, what about Bradford moving inside?
Bradford has been inside this year on third downs. So we're going to continue to do that. We're going to continue to use him. He actually got in on second and long and stuff, and but we're going to continue to do that as well. It's just we feel like uh, we started that I don't know somewhere around week 3 maybe week 3 or week 4 we started doing that. Trying to get he Basey Lewis, AJ Thomas, get them all on the field at the same time in passing situations and stuff, and so but no, hopefully that's something that we've been doing now, and it's been effective for us. I think maybe the first week we did it was SFA. I think maybe and trying to get all of them on the field at the same time.
Does that give you that gives you more of a speed rush?
Absolutely, absolutely, and it's also works to your benefit, and stuff. And when you move a guy inside, lots of times you're one on one with guards instead of tackles. It's harder, obviously. You can chip defensive ends. You can put a tight end in front of a defensive end. I mean, you can mess with edge guys and tackles predominantly or at tackle because of pass blocking than run blocking and stuff. So I remember in the past when even the first time I was here working with guys like Lance and Mike Collins and people like that. I remember we would on third down take a really a good pass rusher and move them inside and stuff. And to be honest with you, as an offensive coach, I don't like when people do that to us. I'd rather a 300-pound guy stay at defensive tackle and rush the passer than a longer pass rush guy when you move them inside. That creates a problem.
You didn't. I don't think you got a sack, but you seemed to move him off his mark.
We did. We did. I thought from the second half on, in the first half, he broke containment a few times, and we talked about that as soon as we came in. I felt like, and so did our defensive coaches, obviously. But if we can keep him in, I think we're going to be in great shape and stuff because when he broke out of the containment there a few times, they made a few plays, and so the big goal was to make sure we could keep him in there and push the pocket, make him throw it when he didn't want to throw it and stuff. But because really, once we started the second half on, he never broke containment again.
Do you have a statement or say anything about the guy Gibson replaced? So
I don't. No, I do not.
Just for Jake Strong and his performance on Saturday, just the difference from before your bye week against Southeastern to then facing Houston
I,
Christian.
I
Just what you
yeah,
see?
I think the biggest difference to start is we played better around him. That's the biggest difference. Obviously, the first turnover, but other than that, I thought he really did a nice job of taking care of the football and obviously helped us running the ball and stuff. So I thought he played a good game. But again, just like I pointed out, when before the open week, and I told y'all, he has to play better. We got to play better and coach better around him because some of the problems we had, obviously, I can't just you can't just could just point at him, and we did. We played better around him as well. We blocked better. We ran the football. All those things are friends of quarterbacks. Stayed in much more manageable down and distances than what we had in a few of those weeks and stuff, and all those play hand in hand in helping the quarterback.
We talked about a little bit on Saturday night the ability to get I think 6-7 yards on first down
Yeah,
with the quick pass. Do you think that really opened up your offense
I
a
think
little
it
bit?
did. I think it did, no doubt. But we were just a lot more proficient on first and second down, and I've always said that. Everybody third down conversions. How big it is, and no doubt it is. But unfortunately, if you follow the NFL stats are better than college stats at the end of the year. And look at the difference. Even if Patrick Mahomes is a quarterback, look at the difference in him in 3rd and 10 and 3rd and 3 to 4. I mean, it's night and day. You got to keep the quarterbacks out of those situations, and they're not good in the NFL. They're not good at our level either.
He's player of the week for the second time.
I just heard that. Yeah,
You talked about confidence a lot the first half of the year. Do you feel like the confidence built and as they win these awards and these things happen, confidence kind of goes with it?
sure. I hope so. I think hopefully the more experience some of our guys get, um, hopefully they become more confident and stuff. And yeah, hopefully that continues to build.
What about the trust in the kind of trusting the system then?
Yeah, I mean, hopefully that continues too. But I haven't questioned that, to be honest with you. And I'm look, we had a really good open week. I thought our players really handled it well. I expected them to handle it well, by the way. But I told them last night how good they did. But although obviously we weren't playing and like we wanted as coaches or we wanted as players going into the open week, I had 100% because everything we've asked them to do, they've done. So I expected them to handle the open week the right way, and to be positive and try to get better and look forward and not backwards, and that they did it. But I'm not surprised they did it.
Do you see that your offense kind of rolls a little bit better when Strong runs the football? I mean, in
Absolutely.
spurts.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, I think that all three of the guys that we started the year playing, I think they all bring something different to it. And of course, Bryce, brings that, that really explosive, you know, feature to it as well. But absolutely. I mean, I think we're better when we have all of them, no doubt.
I know you don't like to look behind or look ahead, but you're on the verge of 100 career milestone. What do you think of that?
I don't know. I haven't. No, I haven't thought about that. I really haven't.
Do you celebrate it if you get it?
No, no, I won't. I mean, it's no, I won't. Maybe one of these days, and I don't know. When I just haven't really stopped to be honest with you to think about it. I think you kind of move forward and stuff, but I have no idea how many I even have. So hopefully, trying to get one this Saturday.
You have 99.
Oh, okay, okay.
I guess how do you just keep this winning momentum going into this?
That's a good question, and trust me, if I had the exact answer, we would be doing it. But I think the key for us is to continue to improve and continue to improve the process. And the I'm a big believer in preparation and how you prepare and how you practice. And to me, I mean that's what separates you. And obviously, yeah, I mean you would love to have more talent than everybody else, but as long as everybody has the same amount of scholarships and everybody pays coaches, I mean everybody's going to have good players and everybody's going to have good coaches, but how you prepare and how you practice. And to me, that's, when I quit believing, that's the difference. I'm definitely going to get out because that's what gets you up in the morning, is how we're preparing, how are we going to practice today. That's to me what, if I just thought every week when I wake up, hey, we way better than them, I might as well sleep in, I mean, that's what kind of gets me going, and it's what gets all coaches going. And so hopefully, we can continue on the upward trajectory in that area. So,
Yeah.
appreciate it. Thank y'all.
Coach.